Jerry, guess your thoughts on that game today?
Delighted with 3 points. Thought the boys started really well. Thought they were really good at the start. Unfortunately conceded a goal against the run of play, and then I thought we went poor for a while. I didn't think we were back in the game until half time. Thought second half we come out. I thought from the start of the second half I could see that switched on and they were up for it, and to be fair I thought that they controlled the full second half, and I thought that they deserved to win at the end of it.
What was the first half time to get the sort of G'd up for the second half? It seemed it could be a completely different team.
Yeah, listen, I passed it on to Mackers. Obviously I couldn't go into the change room at half time. Mackers, Fergie and Kyler, and just said to them, listen, they need to lift it, because the last few weeks we've been really good, as everybody's seen. Maybe haven't got the results, but we've been playing really well. And I thought today it was flat after their goal. I thought it was good up until their goal, and then I thought we went flat. But after that, we come out in the second half, they switched on, and the momentum was with them when they done that. And I thought in the second half, I think if anybody was watching the game today and was honest in their assessment of the game, I thought we controlled it, and I think we deserved to win the game at the end of it.
Your play was shared as well by the red card at the end. There'll be 2 yellow cards. Didn't really look like yellow cards, Gary, at all.
As I said, the first one, Connor's going in. There is a collision, but it's not a penalty kick. I'm not saying it's a penalty kick, and Connor didn't say it was a penalty kick, but he didn't claim for a penalty kick. He gets a yellow card for it. Second one, I was lucky enough to be standing right across from it at the end of the game. I walked around towards the change rooms, and every single person that was standing there knew it was a penalty kick. And it's not that if you get the penalty kick or not. It's when a player gets sent off over that. That's a really frustrating thing. You know, it's a stonewall penalty. The one in the first half was a stonewall penalty, and Fitzpatrick as well. Again, we're talking about referees. Listen, Chris is a lovely lad. A lot of respect for Chris, because he actually talks to you. He's not like a lot of the rest of them. And we had a good chat after the game there in a nice way. But again, today we've missed another 2 penalties, and again, that's the difference sometimes to win and losing.
In terms of going forward, we should have been playing Boxing Day next, and how frustrating is that for you as well? We're not playing that game now.
Yeah, obviously we want to play every week, you know. And listen, I get it. You know, the health of this country and everybody else is the most important thing. But we've come back to play football during this pandemic, and everything's been going okay in terms of our situation. And I just don't get the reason probably behind it is people gather in houses and watch Boxing Day matches. Well, there's more Boxing Day matches than ourselves, so if they're going to do that, they're going to do that. You know, just because Irish League games are on isn't going to increase the amount of people that do it. So that's frustrating, but it is what it is. We have to go with the rules of the country, and that's the way it is. But as I said, it's frustrating for us, because now we've been in a good momentum. We've been playing well over the last few weeks, and now all of a sudden we're going to go into a situation where we're not going to be playing for 2 weeks now. And no matter who you are in football, 2 weeks is a long time.
Your next game then is obviously against Linfield. So how do you prepare then, given you've got no game? You had sort of plans in place, and now they're out the window.
Yeah, listen, I don't know. I don't even know if we're going to be able to train before the game. And from a manager's perspective that wants to look after his players and the well-being of his players, if the Linfield game was to go ahead in the second and we weren't allowed to train before it, it'd be totally morally wrong in terms of putting your players through that. They haven't trained for 2 weeks. It's not right. I don't know if we're going to be allowed to train ourselves or not. That has to be decided. But certainly, if they were not allowed to train and they had to come back and play in the second, you know, I certainly wouldn't be one that would be backing that up, because I think it's wrong.
And then finally, obviously, Sammy came back today. Got a few minutes, played a couple of nice passes as well. What do you think of his performance today?
Listen, we all know what Sammy is. He's an All-Ireland international. He's played numerous times for his country. He's a top lad, top player, attitude to die for, and the influence he has on other players is plain to be seen. I'm just delighted, because you know, Sammy obviously last year had a tough time with injuries. He obviously had the problem with his calf, and come back to pre-season he kept breaking down, and obviously we weren't in a good position financially because of the COVID and everything else that's hit, and we couldn't offer him a contract until he proved his fitness. He's went away, he's got a scan, he'd come back, he had a couple of tears in his calf. He's went away and he's rehabilitated himself, and as I said, he's back training 3 or 4 weeks now, and he's come through every session, and you can see when he comes on today, he is what he is. He's class, and There's no denying that. But what we need is a fit Sammy Clingan, and hopefully we can have a fit Sammy Clingan between now and the end of the season.